A healthier cream sauce, people. Check this out. Okay, so you ever have your mushrooms get slimy? They only last about 10 days in the fridge, but guess what? Stored properly, you can keep your fresh mushrooms fresh in the fridge for a few weeks. More on that shortly. Let's get to making this delicious recipe. It has a wonderful cream sauce, kale, shiitake mushrooms. Oh, and you know what? This pairs perfectly with a Pinot Noir. We're gonna be topping off this delicious recipe with these tasty, toasted, and buttery breadcrumbs. These things are amazing. So if you have any pasta dish that has a white sauce or a butter sauce on it, put these on top. You will thank me. And this baby, the mason jar. I'm gonna show you how a mason jar can peel a full bulb of garlic in seconds, plus how it keeps your fresh herbs fresh almost 3 times longer. Are you ready? So we're gonna cook up our breadcrumbs. You wanna melt some butter in a small fry pan, then add in those panko breadcrumbs. And you're just gonna sit there and keep them moving and cook them until they just get a nice golden brown on them. They're so delicious, that's gonna smell amazing. And once again, I mentioned this recipe goes wonderfully with a Pinot Noir. I like to drink sustainable wine, so check out SIP Certified. That's the wine that I'm serving with this recipe. So take those breadcrumbs, move them aside. We're gonna take a nice saute pan, melt some butter, and we're gonna actually add in our shiitake mushrooms. Cook those shiitake mushrooms for about 5 minutes. Careful not to burn them. Oh, want some storage tips on mushrooms? Do you? Here we go. Okay, so storing mushrooms. The best way to store them is in a paper bag. Whatever you purchase them in from the grocery store, when you bring them home, put them into a paper bag. Mushrooms like to be cold, but they don't like the moisture. That's what causes them to get slimy. So the paper bag helps that moisture evaporate and escape while protecting the mushrooms while they're in the fridge. So put them in the bag, roll up the bag, and just put them in the main compartment of the refrigerator. Boom, easy to store your mushrooms with nothing more than just this. And as I mentioned, we're gonna talk about this mason jar and the tips that you can do with that too. So stay tuned. Okay, so you've sauteed your mushrooms, add in the kale, saute it for a few more minutes. You don't want that kale to fully cook through, you just want it to wilt. And then once that's done, set those veggies aside. Using the same pan, add in more butter, of course, melt that butter and add in your minced garlic. Careful not to burn the garlic. You probably want to turn down the heat just a little bit. You're going to saute the garlic for about a minute, just till it gets really nice and aromatic. Oh, and here you go. I have your tip for you. Drink sustainable wine. No, okay, I'm going to give you a garlic tip. Let's get to that. So it's super easy to peel garlic with a mason jar. You just put the bulb in here, cover it up, and then shake the hell out of it for like 10 seconds, and boom, those peels will pop right off, and you'll have cloves of garlic that you can easily use. I'm gonna give you some more details on it, but I just wanna get you started. That's how you peel garlic with just a mason jar. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so you've sauteed your garlic, add in the fresh thyme. We're gonna cook it for about another minute, and then we're gonna add in our mushroom broth. And then go ahead and add in our cream. We're gonna mix all that together and we're gonna bring it to a very low simmer. Once it begins to simmer, turn off the heat. So that's what makes this sauce healthier, right? By cutting the cream, typically you would just use dairy, but by cutting it with some mushroom broth, less calories, less fat, more flavor, super delicious. I think you're gonna love it. Okay, so you turn off the heat, add in your Parmesan cheese. Whisk that cheese into the sauce until you have a nice, even sauce, until the cheese is fully incorporated. When you shred your Parmesan cheese, don't throw out those rinds, by the way. You can freeze them. Put them in the freezer. They'll last there for a really, really long time. Next time you make soup, put the rind in there. It'll add flavor. Next time you make rice, put the rind in there. It'll add flavor. Guess what? The rind will add flavor. Did you get it? Okay, so now you're ready to prepare this dish. Take those shiitake mushrooms, that sauteed kale, all that, add it to the cream sauce. Add in your cheese raviolis to the cream sauce. Mix it all together and top it off with those delicious breadcrumbs. You're also gonna top it off with a little bit of chopped parsley. And this dish pairs wonderfully with a SIP certified Pinot Noir. Like I said, drink green. You want sustainable wines. These wines are delicious. There's award-winning wines. They're good for the planet, which makes them better for you. I think you're gonna like them, so check out their website. But guess what? We have our storage tips, so don't go away. Okay, we're gonna start off with how to wash mushrooms. Yes, you can wash your mushrooms. So I've seen blog posts say that you should just wash them with a toothbrush, like scrape off the dirt, or you shouldn't wash them at all. That is You can wash your mushrooms. They're like every other produce. And the thing is, they're mostly water, so they're not gonna absorb anything. They're not gonna get gross or slimy from you washing them. So put them in some warm water with a little bit of baking soda. That'll help remove all the dirt, the grit. Let them soak for 15 minutes, rinse them fully, and then they're ready to cook. The important part is, don't wash them until you're about to cook them. You don't wanna wash them before putting them in the fridge. The thing is, you wanna store them in a paper bag when they're in the fridge. That's the best way to store them. So you put your mushrooms in a paper bag. That helps mitigate the moisture. They don't like moisture, that's what gets them slimy, but they like to be cold. So put them in a paper bag, seal up the bag, put it in the fridge, store that way. Your mushrooms will last for weeks. I promise you, weeks. Okay, so I talked to you about how you can use this to peel garlic. Let me give you all the details. You wanna take your bulb of garlic, remove all the cloves, and put them in the jar. Seal up the jar, shake the heck out of it for like 10 seconds. It's gonna be really loud, but those peels will pop off the cloves and you'll have freshly peeled cloves of garlic. You can peel a whole bulb in just seconds. Super, super easy. But this thing is magic even outside of that. So you can use it to store fresh herbs and keep your fresh herbs around 2 to 3 times longer. So we got rosemary or thyme, any of those woody herbs, put them in the jar, stem side down. Put just a little bit of water to cover the stems. You don't want to cover the greens. Stored that way, your fresh herbs can keep 2 to 3 times longer. They'll stay great and green, and then you can just keep buying more and more fresh herbs instead of having them go bad. Thank you for tuning in. See you guys next time. Something you want to see, drop a comment below. If you like this video, you know what to do. If you like to cook like I do, I release new videos all the time. See you now.